Okay, South Carolina. I just seen your wonderful little piece of Lindsey Graham on TV talking about Obamacare and how so much money went to California, Massachusetts, or whatever other state out there, but he didn't get hardly any. Well, one, the reason why your state didn't get hardly any is plain and simple, he didn't take the expansion pack. He would have got more money for your state for medical services if he took the expansion pack. Now, he's talking about this whole thing of, let's make it so it's state run. Blobbity, 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 blobbity. Okay, how you get to keep your doctor, and you get to do this, and it'll be a voucher, and it'll be that, or a grant, or that. Let me tell you something. Here in Iowa, they tried something like that. You know what happened? My son needed emergency medical care. He calls up the doctor. I need an appointment. Oh, you can't get an appointment for 2 weeks. His girlfriend, my adopted daughter, needed her tonsils taken out. They were killing her. And some bureaucrat in Iowa offices, her operation was an emergency. So $16,000 goes charged to her. Oh, it's not emergency to get your tonsils taken out to save your life. Oh, and that's not the end of it. That's just the beginning of it. We have a clinic and a hospital right here in town. Now, I'm on Social Security. My son and his girl wasn't. Okay? We have a clinic and a hospital in this town that on Social Security, on my medical plan, which is Obamacare, which is the Affordable Care Act, I was able to go to my clinic here in town. Now, my son and his girl on Iowa Care couldn't. They had to go to a Iowa Care approved doctor, which was associated with the big insurance companies here in Iowa. Your medical was no longer patient-based. It was based on big insurance companies. So, yeah, let's just do this privatizing state-by-state bullcrap and watch many of you end up in dire situations where you can't get the medical services you need. So you want them to do away with Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act. Pre-existing conditions out the window. And you better believe that if people like Lindsey get their way, yeah, you will be guaranteed to be covered on pre-existing conditions. But what they're not telling you is it will not be at an affordable cost. You will be paying higher cost and higher premiums. They will allow the insurance companies to set the adjustments on how much your premiums and the cost of the insurance will be. They will say that every insurance company must cover pre-existing conditions, but they will allow those insurance companies to gouge the hell out of you. They will not have it affordable for you. I'm telling you that right now. They have said as much. And some of their talks about the ACA and getting rid of it, they have said that you will be guaranteed covered under pre-existing conditions, and they have said that it'll more or less be up to the insurance company to make sure that you get affordable insurance for your pre-existing condition. And it may cost more than what regular insurance is. So don't give me this bullcrap about how bad the ACA is. I pay attention to this shit all fucking day long. I've watched it and watched it and watched it and watched it. And I don't just watch one news organization. I get on this freaking computer and I start doing research. Now, too many of you damn fucking lazy-ass Republicans, and yes, some of you Democrats and independents, are unwilling to get on your damn computer and look shit up. Or if you are willing to, you only go to QAnon. Or Fox News, or MSNBC, or ABC. No! No! The proper way to fact check something is A, look up any article. Any article. From pre-Obama, from pre-Trump, from pre-anybody that you can find on the subject. That means you might do a research, and all these ones of today pop up. You might have to go back 10 pages in that to find some pages that show that prior to this crap, what these people were talking about. How do you think I found some of the stuff I found about Hillary Clinton and the bills they passed and how she babysat for little Mexican children when she was 16? Because I did a research on her history, and I went back as far as I could possibly go. But you're too damn lazy to do that. Sure, it takes a few hours. But if an issue really matters that much to you, what is a fucking few hours to a lifetime? It's nothing. Absolutely nothing. And you don't just check one fact-checking site. You check 3 or 4. And you check what they're saying compared to what you found on the article. You can't do that, then that policy, that issue really don't matter that much to you, does it? You just want to be told what to think by somebody else, especially if you're going someplace like QAnon. You just want to be told what to think, whether it's factual or not. You don't give a crap. You just want to be told what to think. You don't want to think for yourself. I'm with the Democrats because out of the last 15 years, the Republicans have gone more and more and more to a side where they want to control. They want to control what a woman does with her own body. They want to control where you get your medical treatments at so that they can get the benefits from the big insurance company. All their control centers completely, totally, thoroughly around how much money they personally get. Now, the Democrats have some of that problem too. But there are an awful lot of them out there who are genuinely concerned about the environment and genuinely concerned about your health. And there are independents out there the same way. But we all know how elections go. The majority of society votes either Democrat or Republican. Period. They don't vote majority independent or Greenpeace or whatever the hell Tea Party piece of craps. No, they don't. They vote Republican or Democrat. Now, if you really want to get somebody like Trump out of office, or Lindsey out of office, you need to forget about the independent party on this freaking election and go with either Democrat or Republican to be sure, absolutely sure, you get the outcome you want. Because you're not going to get it any other way. Write-in is not going to do it. Independent is not going to do it. And 2016 should have taught you something with that. If you didn't get the lesson then you're too damn thick-headed to think for yourself. Use your fracking head. Now, Lindsey Graham has been on TV whining about how he needs his donors and shit like that to be able to, because it's a tight race and whatnot. It's a tight race for a reason. Because the people are waking up and starting to realize he screwed them over. And he will continue to do so if he gets to stay in office. Because what is concerned to him has nothing to do with you. It has to do with how much power he holds and how much money he can stuff in his own pocket while he holds that power. And if you can't get that, you're not paying attention. And if you can't spend a couple hours out of your damn day to do your own fact checking, then you really don't care about the issue. So think about that for 2 seconds. Now, South Carolina, you want to believe Lindsey's bullshit and re-elect him into office? Then you will suffer the consequences. You will have to deal with what he does to your medical. We dealt with it here in Iowa. And it almost killed my adopted daughter. It almost killed her. Because they wanted her to make an appointment with some doctor who's 75 fucking miles away. "75 miles away. Because some bureaucratic ass like Joni Ernst sitting in an office said that her tonsils were not an emergency. They aren't even doctors making these decisions. They're politicians and bureaucrats. Is that really who you want making your medical decisions? Is that really how you want your medical to go? Obamacare guarantees pre-existing conditions. And it guarantees it at an affordable price. It guarantees you are not gouged because of it. No, Obamacare or the ACA is not perfect. But just because your child's ass has a pimple on it or a birthmark on it that makes it not perfect, does that mean you're going to throw that child out? Just because a child goes out and constantly gets their face dirty and they shit their pants, does that mean you're going to throw that child out? Or are you going to work to make it better? The ACA is the only baby that us American people have right now. Now we can either throw it out and hope to God what replaces it is better, or we can make what we have better and know that these things will be there because they're already there. Which one is it you want to do? Hope that the Republicans will see that the money they're getting in their pocketbooks isn't as important as your health care? Hope that they won't make you go 70 miles away even though you've got a clinic and a hospital right in town? You know what else our wonderful government here in Iowa has cost? We used to have a maternity ward here. We used to have gynecologists here. We don't anymore. Because of Joni Ernst's policies, we don't. They were closed down. And now a mother in labor has to go 30 miles to deliver her baby. Now you go 30 miles if you've got a problem pregnancy, a high-risk pregnancy like I had, and wonder if your baby's going to make it or not. Half an hour drive. When in fact, if you were the mother, you could go 10 minutes down, not even 10 minutes, 2 minutes down the road and get to the doctor. And many of the people here, this is not a wealthy town. Many of these new mothers don't have a car. I know one girl, she found out she was pregnant. Guess what? She didn't get one single solitary bit of prenatal service. You know why? Because she didn't have a car. She had no way to get that 30 miles to go to the appointments she needed to go to. Absolutely no way to do it. So you tell me, is that the kind of medical you want? Keep on telling them to get rid of the ACA instead of telling them to fix it. Oh, it's got Obama's name on it. That's the fucking problem. You fucking bunch of bigots. Fix what is there so they can't take what you have away. Because I guarantee you they will. They get any chance in this world to do it, they will take it away from you. And they will take and give you something that will benefit them and the big insurance companies. Because that's what they did here in Iowa. And I almost had to watch somebody die because of it. Tell me, you get COVID today? You start feeling that scratchy little throat that signals something's wrong, and you pick up your phone and say, hey, doc, I need a doctor appointment. And you got a hospital right in your town, and your insurance reads, no, you can't call them. And then your hospital says, is it an emergency? Well, I don't know. Well, then you got to call that number on your card. You call that number on that card. In many cases, you're lucky if 2 weeks is when you get in. You're damn lucky if it's 2 weeks you get in. In many cases, it's 2 months. Now, by the time the 2 months is over, how many people you gonna infect? How close to death are you going to be? So really, Is that what you want? When I seen what my son had for medical compared to what I had on Social Security, oh my God, I was pissed. And you should be too. Because under the programs of people like Joni Ernst and people like Lindsey Graham and people like Mitch McConnell, you're going to have nothing. They're going to do everything they can to line their damn ass pockets. And it's going to cost far more for their state than what Obamacare costs. If they would just get the expansion pack, they would have the more money. And the only reason why they have to get the expansion pack was because of their whole fucking dealing. It would have been automatic. But no, they had to put up a bitch in Congress about it. So then it became an add-on. They found it acceptable. They wanted to do away with it altogether. But they found it acceptable that, if some states wanted to accept the expansion pack, they could. And then they chose not to get that expansion pack for you. For you. And the people in your community. Why? Because they were getting big money from insurance companies. The same reason why they didn't get it here in Iowa. They wanted that big money from insurance companies. And you're gonna accept it. You're gonna accept it. You're gonna help them do that to you and screw you. How fucking ridiculous are you? And how stupid are you to believe people like Lindsey?